Right, hello everyone. Welcome to our new series where we begin to think about how we could rework Overwatch characters.
Today we've got quite a controversial pick, for the first episode at least. Everybody's favourite support, except when you're playing tank, Zenyatta.
Yep, if you see any tank player like Flats, for example, they hate the guy, minus 25% of your HP pretty much with one button, and we'll see how we can rework him to become a better character. Not just nerfing him, just adding some new stuff that makes him cool.
We even have some visual representation for some of these things, and I think his rework is very interesting and plays into his character and personality a lot more than his current state.
Anyways, I hope you enjoy. Alright, so for Zenyatta, what we're doing is we're going to give him 2 more orbs. We're going to decrease his reload speed, make a slight change to his ammo. He won't be able to headshot anymore, and we're going to remove his volley.
While also buffing his ultimate tranquility, and also slightly changing it to maybe even buff it.
So we're going to be making him quite a more unique character. Alright, so first of all, the Aura Tranquility and Aura Discord will work pretty much the exact same way as they always have. However, we're going to be nerfing Discord Orb, because at the moment, a 25% 25% is just a bit too ridiculous. So we're going to decrease that to 10%. However, this is going to work really well with the other orbs that we're going to bring up in a minute.
So one of the main problems that when it comes to Zenyatta and his gameplay is his severe lack of healing. Sometimes Zenyatta will have a surprising high healing, but the rate of healing is abysmal. And while it can assist in the tank, it's not consistent enough to really maintain anything. So what we've come up with is the Orb of Transference.
So the way this one works is that you put the Orb of Transference on a teammate, and when Zenyatta does damage to any enemy, it will heal that teammate. Now I think this is quite balanced, because first of all, you won't be able to place the Orb of Tranquility and Orb of Transference on anyone at the exact same time, and also it doesn't give any good burst healing, like Ana or Baptiste would, so it's not anything broken, and it doesn't turn him from a flex support to a main healer.
No.
He still stays a kind of like an off support in a way. However, his healing is just a bit better.
Also, it encourages less peak gameplay, but instead encourages the Zenyatta to play in the back like a mastermind and have good positioning.
Alright, so here's going to be a big one that will definitely affect Sojourn mains. So, in this clip that I've got, you can see how Soldier 76 is just doing normal damage to Zenyatta, right? However, in this next clip, we've put, well, let's just pretend this is the new orb that I've implemented.
The Orb of Nullification.
Yep, and notice how Soldier 76 does a fair bit less damage. So our plan is that this Orb of Nullification will decrease the damage that anyone has on them by 10%.
This works really well once again into the whole mastermind kit, and it makes Zenyatta take more thought into who he's putting the orbs on. Due to the fact he cannot place 2 orbs on the same person, this means he's going to have to balance between who is getting what, so you cannot just nerf the tank the whole game. You've got to think about what DPS is doing good, or what DPS could be a risk to you if you're ever getting dived.
Alright, so you're probably going to wonder how we're going to balance all the orbs, because at the moment they sound pretty broken. So the way we're going to do this is that Zenyatta has 25 total ammo. So every time he puts an orb on someone, this lowers by 5. So by the time if he's got all 4 orbs out, then he's only going to have 5 ammo, so he won't be able to deal with dive characters as well. So he's going to have to take orbs off and manage them really well.
The main thing behind this is we want to play into Zenyatta's whole thing of being like a peaceful monk, but also like a mastermind with his knowledge of the Iris and his history by being I don't know, he was a shopkeeper once and he's now a monk and he's worked with Ramatra in the Null sector. So being somebody that is knowing everything in the back lines, controlling everything as best as he can, without being too overpowered, could be a really fun playstyle that's not yet explored in Overwatch.
Additionally, I think one of the least fun parts of Zenyatta's kit is his volley. Well, while it's kind of funny sometimes when you peek and you just get this kill, like this clip where I just killed a Sojourn out of nowhere. I didn't even see them, by the way. It's really broken, and it feels similar to how a Widowmaker or a Hanzo headshot out of nowhere feels. And really, I think it's just something that needs to be removed, and instead just replace it with possibly an orb keybind.
Another big thing with changing rid of Wally is that with the new Life Steal orb, it doesn't mean he has a burst healing through his orb body, since he's only got the consistent primary fire. This is also to help balance out the Life Steal orb.
Now, the next big part we're going to mention is how he cannot put 2 orbs on one person. I think I briefly mentioned it in one of the earlier points. However, the main point behind this is that you can't just throw both your healing orbs on the tank and Giga buff him the entire time, and you can't do the opposite where you throw the Orb of Nullification and Discord on the enemy tank and just Giga nerf them. So you've got to manage your orbs really well, and it again goes with the kind of mastermind idea. And I think it helps him play at a safer range, kind of in the back line with his orbs, how he works.
But the big thing with Zen is people may say this is overpowered, but people don't realise with this new change and with the ammo nerfs, it is going to be very easy to dive Zenyatta. Because he cannot just put Discord Orb and kick you away now, because if he puts Discord Orb, you can keep pushing. Like, he still has his funny melee because we would never get rid of it, but he is now really susceptible to being attacked.
So the last part of Zenyatta's kit I want to talk about is Tranquility. The problem this ult has, really, is just that it's kind of underwhelming. You'd expect this guy connecting with the Iris to be kind of a bit overpowered, but really it's only used as a counter ult or like a get out of jail free card for Zenyatta.
You think speaking to RoboGuard personally would give you a bit more. So while we're not reworking the ult entirely, we are going to slightly buff it, because there is some gimmicks that it just kind of falls to.
Now, one of the big problems that it has is just that Alna's anti-nade just completely gets rid of the ult effect for the most part. So what I'm thinking of doing is changing it so it completely cleanses anti-nade, because not only does this actually give more counterplay to anti-nade, which really only Suzu has, it also kind of plays into the counter ult gimmick a bit more with Junker Queen's one.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And it just makes it a bit better. And I think also the change to not let him get hooked or booped during the ult kind of makes Helios well Zenyatta a bit more fun.
We've all had the moment where we've ulted at the last moment and the Roadhog's just caught a tiny glimpse of you and you've died with your ult.
Yep, you won a bit out of position there in the back line.
So this change, once again, like I said, the ult is still not particularly like overpowered or anything, but if it's going to be a counter ult, it needs to really well counter ult. And also the fact you can die during it is a bit silly sometimes.
Well, anyway, that is the main big changes we have for Zenyatta. I hope you enjoyed listening to our ideas.
If you've got any ideas you want for any other future characters, I believe there should be an Honor episode next, which we've got fully planned out. But other than that, if there's any other characters you want to hear or got any suggestions for, leave them anywhere in the comments or DM us if you have our Discords. And we'll see you in the next one.
Yep, see ya.